This is Financial Standard, the definitive source of news, thought leadership and analysis for Australian wealth management professionals. Financial Standard. Take the lead.
I'm Cassandra Baldini, and this is a Financial Standard podcast. Demand for financial advice practices is surging, with valuations increasing around 6 to 11% over the last year and returning around 30% to purchases. In particular, risk specialists are hot property. To get the lay of the land today, I'm joined by Radar Results Chief Executive John Birt. John, thank you so much for jumping on the show today.
My pleasure, Cassie.
To kick off, we've hit the middle of the year, and obviously we're seeing the advice sector come back to life now after some difficult times. How's the market looking?
Not a lot of stock to sell at the moment. Similar to housing. Housing's down about 30% in stock. My son's a real estate agent, tells me that, plus also I read it. Similarly with financial planning businesses, we would have probably about 20, 25 for sale at the moment. Normally would have about 100. So there's a big demand for financial planning, especially risk insurance businesses, such as life insurance, income protection, those sorts of businesses. And prices have moved up substantially, yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting, especially on the risk practice front. As you mentioned, they're in hot demand. Why is this the case, and how does that compare to a year ago or 5 years ago?
Well, there used to be many, many life insurance agents around 25, 30 years ago, like thousands. There's a lot less now. Many are getting older. I've got friends who are 65 years of age, and they started in the life insurance industry, when they were 25. So they've been there for 40 years, and they're retiring and selling. And as they sell and leave the industry, there's less and less life insurance advisors, all these financial planners who specialise in insurance. Because of that, and they sell their practices, there's less and less on the market. We sent out a newsletter this morning, 8:30, went out to about 7,500 people on our contact list. And a risk insurance advisor in Victoria contacted me and gave me some information and wants to sell, which is good. He's the only one I've got in my business, national business, at the moment, who is a risk insurance advisor looking to sell. Going back, Cassie, 15 years ago when I started Radar Results, during that period of time, we would have probably 10 to 15 risk insurance businesses for sale, either a whole business or just a client register. We've got one at the moment. So that's why they're hot property.
Wow, it's so interesting. I guess, could you give us a little breakdown on how these businesses are valued and how that's determined?
Well, there's a price guide. As I said, that went out this morning. So valuation, in the price guide, you'll see risk insurance client registers. They're valued generally on a multiple of recurring revenue. The recurring revenue is simply the risk renewal commissions, which are paid each year to the advisor when they when the client renews their policy. So if you take out a life insurance policy, every year you pay your premiums. The life insurance agent or planner receives a 11% maybe, or 15 or 20% commission. All you do is multiply that commission per year. So simply you got $100,000 in commissions coming each year on a risk insurance book. If the guy wants to sell it, he could ask 3 times the annual recurring revenue, which is simply $300,000. So a $100,000 client register sells for $300,000 as a rule at the moment.
What are the key considerations for an advice business owner listening right now who might be thinking of selling?
Well, if they want to sell their financial planning business, if it's a larger one, which is like $1.5 to $2 million in annual fees or more, then they're probably going to be looking at a multiple of profit, not recurring revenue. So the profit simply is a calculation done. If you have a $1 million financial planning business, the profit might be 30%, which is $300,000 at the moment. Depends on the quality of the financial planning business. You can probably achieve between 5 and 6 or 5 and 7 times that profit. So that means a $1 million financial planning business could sell for about 2.1 million, 2.5 million, based on profit. Smaller ones, Cassie, don't go on profit. They go on a multiple of recurring revenue.
And so what are the top things for buyers to know in that case?
Well, it depends what the buyer wants. We've got about 200 buyers around Australia who are contracted to us because we're buyers agents.
Mm-hmm.
And those buyers have all got different objectives. So some want to buy an accounting business, some want to buy a small one, large one, some want to buy financial planning businesses, small and large. So, I mentioned $100,000 a year recurring revenue. Some want to buy $1 million a year recurring revenue, some want 3 and 4 million. That's just based on revenue. Many of our clients also, they want to buy certain funds under management. So they might say, well, we want to buy a financial plan business which has a high level of Asgard funds under management, or BT platform products. Sometimes they want to buy fees or financial plan fees, Cassie, where the average fee per client is reasonably high. At the moment, they want between $4,000 and $5,000 or $4,000 and $6,000 per client being paid each year to the advisor. A few years ago, some of our buyers were happy to buy clients which are paying $2,000 a year. That's now gone to $4,000, $6,000 and $8,000 a year. So fees have gone up. Financial planning fees have gone up a lot over the last few years, and some of our clients want to buy higher fee levels.
And I guess keeping that in mind, given the current state of the economy and current trends, where do you see valuations going over the next 12 months or so?
Look, probably steady for most financial planning businesses. They've risen already over the last few years. I don't see them sort of going too much higher, to be honest. Risk insurance prices probably would keep on going up, only because of this supply-demand curve. I can see risk insurance books, the annual fees or commissions, probably hitting multiples of 4 times, maybe even 5 times, where back a few years ago they were down to about 2.5, 2. So I can see them still going up further.
Well, I really appreciate you joining us today and sharing those insights.
My pleasure, Cassie.
Thanks for listening to this Financial Standard podcast. For more information, visit financialstandard.com.au. Please keep in mind that the information discussed in this podcast is general in nature and does not consider personal circumstances. Reliance should not be placed on any content without further independent financial research and advice.